was probably about the second week of May. My mother, my grandmother, and myself, we had been eating dinner a few nights over the course of this pandemic. And actually, my mother first started experiencing symptoms on a Thursday morning, and she called me, and I was fine at the time. But later that day, I started feeling symptoms as well. Body aches, full body chills, and at that point I knew it was time to come get tested and see what we were dealing with.
Back in the second week of May, I started feeling weak. My temperature, I don't usually run a temperature, but it was like 101. I didn't have any energy, and so I called my regular doctor, Kim Massey, who's in Ashburn Clinic, and she just says, well, we probably need to get tested for COVID. And I went, what? Because I've been so protective, because wearing a mask and everything because of my mother. I had gone for a test, and I had to wait several days before I heard from that. And then, like when I got that call, it was just like, you know, you feel like the whole world is stopping, because you just hearing that word positive, and it just sends kind of a chill through your body. I still get chills thinking about it.
I consulted with my physician, Kim Massey, up in Ashburn, and she referred me down to the hospital to get a chest x-ray. And once the results of that chest x-ray came back, they showed I also had double pneumonia. So in conjunction with the COVID diagnosis, I was admitted to TIF Regional. We'd all heard about the COVID pandemic, and I wouldn't say I necessarily always took it seriously. So I wasn't really afraid of it per se, but you know, I was prepared. But you know, when you get that call from the hospital saying you have tested positive, it does send a shock kind of through you. And then when you get admitted to the hospital and you realize you're all alone because no visitors, you know, you're laying there at 2 o'clock in the morning just kind of thinking through things, it does kind of send a chill through you.
You know, I still had my cell phone and the regular phone. I know one time I looked at my phone and I had like 36 messages, and I just like put it back because I just didn't have any energy. And there was so many people who were nice to check on me. They still do. And but just having that aloneness, there wasn't anybody right there to cheer you on or, you know, emphasize that you're gonna be all right. It just takes time, patience. And then they told me what I was gonna have to take the medicine and all.
Staff was very helpful to me the whole time. Even now, you know, as I'm still going through the recovery stage, 3 employees in particular really stood out. And I don't think the 3 of them even know each other because they're from different departments. Christine Connell, who's at the Ashburn office, and Debbie Neesmith, who's a respiratory therapist at the hospital, and also Lindsay Griffin. The 3 of them, again, I don't believe they know each other, but collectively they have helped not only me, but my mother and my grandmother, who have also been going through this COVID pandemic together.
Kim Massey, who is my regular doctor in Ashburn, she was the one that started working with me, and she was just so kind. She's like my best friend in some areas, what she is, but she is absolutely wonderful. Another person I'd like to recognize is Lindsay Griffin. She has worked with me when I first started having these symptoms, and you know, would just kind of keep up with me and see how I was doing and everything. And then of course Christine Connell, who works up there at the Ashburn office, was also a big help. And then I had a caseworker who was calling me when I got home. Her name was Molly. I'm not sure of her last name, but she was very helpful in checking on me, how I was doing, and she was also asking about my mother, who was in the hospital then as well. And another person who didn't actually treat me, but she's been dealing with my mother, who's still in the hospital. Her name is Dr. McCullough, and she's like, I've been talking to her, and she's like my best friend. I mean, I finally met her yesterday, and she says, oh my gosh, I can't hug you. But she would call me every day about my mother, and I really appreciate that.
I've had a lot of support through this experience. Friends and family have been a big support. I can't say enough about my work family at South Georgia Banking Company. You know, you see all these videos of patients leaving the hospital with a little parade. I got a welcome back parade when I came back to work, so that was pretty cool and really touching. But as far as the hospital, got around the clock care from the nurses. They were real conversational with me. We knew a lot of the same people, so that kind of made me feel at ease. Whatever I needed, they would come help me, because we're all in this together. And I just can't say enough about the job they did, because I know it's uncomfortable for the nursing staff to wear all their extra equipment and their mask and whatnot, but they went above and beyond the call of duty to make sure I was cared for and got me in and out of the hospital as quick as possible.
Tift Regional is, like I said, the best, and they have been so supportive. Even from the time I checked in, they were just very supportive, because I was just like nervous. I was by myself. There was nobody around me, nobody to help me, to wheel me into the emergency room and then get it from the CT scan that I had that showed I had double pneumonia to upstairs. And it's just the warm feeling that you have when they come in. And you know how a hospital can be during the night. They come in like every hour or so. Well, they had said they were gonna let us rest, but the nurse would come in like once or twice just to check on me. And they have all that gear and mask and stuff that they wear, those frontline workers. I'm telling you, they are the best. And Tift Regional really helped me to have a calmer and nicer stay while I was there.